Onic Philippines versus Bigetron Alpha. ESL Snapdragon Pro Series Challenge Finals Group Stage.
Better now for BTR. They have a clear pathway to victory. Late game, it's Asilion. Mid game, it's Eman.
Well, I will get to that point, but can I just say W production for insane graphics, showing up with the players and all that. But yeah, the Tigro coming in with the Sicilian in the early game will have a lot of defensive power, especially for Bigetron Alpha. But we've seen Tigros getting a little bit too close because of the Jawhead coming in. Want to throw back the Tigro, and if Tigro doesn't have the implosion at level 4, it's going to be a little bit harder for them.
Oh, look at this, a push on the Brusco, down to a third.
Ooh.
And the flicker spent already by the Bruiser. All right, so
Tiger jumps over the wall just in the nick of time.
Sounds like a fable. Sounds like a little saying.
Yeah, it is. I mean, Brusco doesn't have that flicker in that early game, but Onic Philippines playing to their strengths. They're going for the aggression, staying within the jungles. That's why you pick up that Hilda. That's why you pick up that Jawhead. Bigetron Alpha, like a sitting dog, dealing a lot of damage. Luke trying his best, but Light gets taken down first, as well as King Kong. No jungle for the side of Onic Philippines. As Bigetron Alpha, no roamer. It's a roamer for a jungle trade.
Tis but a oopski as Super Prince forced to retreat. Smart missiles from Brusco. I think Onic PH were hoping that they would get that kill quicker. But one thing that you do not have as a Nolan, but that Suyo does, is a little more sustainability and iframes. Maybe King Kong at this point, he just did not have the burst that they were expecting in that early engagement. So they do lose that trade, a roamer for a jungler.
To add on to your point, Suyo's power spike is level 3. You get all skills unlocked. King Kong only has 2 skills. You've got a little bit less on your dashes as well because of the small little nerf that you have to understand. But now, the aggression coming through again, Kirk just being such an annoyance that Mosquito just whizzing by onto you, giving that with the power of rudeness, forced to pop that retribution for Super Ken, buying a lot of time for King Kong to get in position wherever he wants to go.
And look at that, Bigetron Alpha's jungle isn't even really their own jungle. About half the time, Onic PH is there threatening a steal. And now King Kong playing like that first blood didn't happen. He's just still running around, up a level, and this is what we're talking about. As soon as that Nolan hits level 4, the gloves are off, pal. Like you better be sure that Kirk nor Brusco is waiting, and you're not even looking at the gold lane. Well, what is that like? Is the 1-1 okay? Just trying to bully 2 heroes because you can expect Light will be helping out. There he is, see?
Oh, here comes the Goon Squad.
3-man rotation.
You don't know. Bigetron Alpha still setting their sights up on Kirk, but there comes the engage onto Super Ken. Gets in the fracture. Gets taken out by Brusco. So that's a very nice, even kills over Onic PH. But they're ramping up that tempo just a little bit more. How do you deal with that Hilda, Leo?
No, you just don't. I think it would be smart for Bigetron Alpha to just let Kirk do his thing, and let him get caught with his hands just twiddling. Because if you're not actively answering to the Hilda, you get to do your thing. And that's where Bigetron Alpha should use one of their main strengths, is being proactive, like just play to their own strengths.
Yeah, the reason I asked that is because Bigetron Alpha is being so reactive to this Hilda. They're always situated down on that EXP side, that bottom side, away from wherever the turtle is at any one point of time. And Onic Philippines, they're manipulating Bigetron Alpha's movements. They're manipulating their rotations.
It's because Luke alone can't deal with Kirk. So what Kirk does is clear the wave and then check in somewhere else. Clear the wave, check in somewhere else. This is a free turtle for Onic.
Yeah. Bigetron Alpha sitting duck, but then again, to your point earlier, you have the Sicilian, just sit until you have Sicilian's power spikes, and then maybe try to make some plays. They're being a little bit more passive right here. And Onic Philippines, they're on a ticking timer. If they don't get any kills, Bigetron Alpha has a chance to come back into the game when it comes late.
Oh,
Luke walks into a minefield, gets taken out by King Kong's fracture. And Onic Philippines, that's 3-1 on the top side too. The implosion pulls back Brusco with the crossbow tank. They're dealing a lot of damage on Super Friends, but not enough to take him down. But here comes the rest of the team coming in, pushing them back out of the way from that lane, giving a lot of space for Iman to get that farm, the extra farm that he so desperately needs. And Super Ken trying his best to farm up, picking up the scraps that Kirk is leaving behind.
Kirk sees 3, 4, make that 5. In comes the reinforcement. Super Prince blasting away. Both teams are gonna disperse here. I love what Emon was doing there. The fact that he knows that the other members of Onic PH are elsewhere means he can put himself in a position where, all right, Kelra, get punished or get out of my face. And that's why they rotated elsewhere. Luke looking for a kick.
Oh, he misses that jump though. Luke able to run away from harm's way. Is Onic Philippines.
What?
You're sitting in the jungle. The entire map is theirs, and they're switching their playstyles a little bit. A 4-1 composition with King Kong just securing that long lane.
Ano? Nani? Apa? All right, here's the thing. That was an amazing play. Let me just explain why, all right? It blew my mind. Conditioning. Onic PH applied pressure up top. And then Bigetron said, you know what? They're not going to do that twice in a row. Kelra gets a push. Bottom lane, oh, Kirk's not there anymore.
Whoa.
Luke, you could do something. They pushed that too. Onic PH played the map.
It's beautiful how they are able to manipulate Bigetron Alpha's attention. And they're starting fights off, but they're not finishing it because the power of Onic Philippines is that they have so much high damage that Bigetron Alpha, they touch, they need to go. They need to retreat because the longer they stay, Onic Philippines is able to clear up that waves.
Exactly. The fact that there's a threat of activation just like this.
The throwback into the alley-oop. King Kong takes that one out. Moreno in the back line. It's not safe from Kirk as he just sits by watching them fall. Diversion play coming through.
Oh, that's 3 in the bush. Just making sure that there's no shenanigans afoot while King Kong takes the last turtle of the game. Churros?
The diversion just diverted us. King Kong taking up that turtle as Kelra cleared up that wave down to the T2 bot side.
What's scarier, the actual damage or the threat of it? Because I think Bigetron is more afraid of the engagement, which is correct to do because they're all implosion by line.
The pushback knocking off, pulling back 2, but it's not enough. Onic Philippines, they're just eating every single one of the damage. The Bigetron Alpha is getting into them. The SOD lands, but it does not matter. Kirk is way too far ahead.
Oh, Moreno! I take it back. Both are just as threatening. Both are just as scary. The actual damage and the thought of what it might do. Onic PH across the board taking wins.
Leo, it's 25K gold over Bigetron's 18K. That is 2 BODs, 2 massive BODs.
That's right, a
to put it in
of
perspective,
8
but push back onto Iman. As Luke tries his best to take down Kelra, but Kelra is dealing too much damage. Kirk trying to block off any possible entrance from Bigetron Alpha. As Onic PH, they know they need to protect Kelra. That is their goal. That is their diamond. As long as Kelra is alive, Onic Philippines is able to win any single fight, but every single time Bigetron tries to hit them, it's just a tickle. Oh, Luke! Man, the yin reaction is way too much. Kelra finally goes down by the hands of light, but it's not enough. It's Onic Philippines. They are trying to push this one through. 30 seconds until the Lord spawns up.
Well orchestrated. Onic PH, Kelra going down, definitely an L, but he will be back in time for this Lord, which I was going to point out. You see this massive lead, right? Approaching 8K. This was a lordless push. That's how far Onic can take it over the edge, while Bigetron Alpha are still reeling from that engaged cross map. All right, some good news, all right, for all the Biget troopers out there. Moreno hasn't died. So maybe there is a hope. Maybe there is some cope left in this that Moreno can pop off. What currently is this young man on? He just has one item, dear Lord. He just picked up the COD.
Oh man, it's not enough. The fracture deals so much damage to Iman, trying to kite away, but on the backside though, he sees Kirk. Kirk might be a little bit of a spot of bother right here. The Sanguine Claws pulls back Brusco, but it does not matter because Bigetron Alpha very, very passive. They will let Onic Philippines take down this first Lord.
All right, clean take by Onic PH. Kudos, flowers over to Kirk, who, by the way, is rocking the Sprint Hilda. You know who rocks a Sprint Hilda very often in the latter part of 2024? Luke. So this is a
true.
This is a
it's an
Hilda,
homage.
yeah, this is a Hilda arsenal that Luke is very familiar with, and he's here having to deal with it like, oh man, this is how annoying I was this whole time.
Actually, taking a look at the items, I noticed just Kurt got that Thunder Belt. That's the only defensive items, and then he's going straight for all damage. He's got the Blade of Heptases. He's fine. He's fine and dandy. He's got that damage through.
And the only reason why you do this as a Hilda, the highest
bottom
level
side,
of play
Amon's
is...
spot of bother gets taken down. Solo kill by Kaora. But here comes the Goon Squad up to the back line. They're taking it through. King Kong with the fracture. It does not matter. He takes another one down. 3 down for BTR.
As I was saying, you only really do that as a Hilda when you have the money to spare. And boy, do they have the money to spare. They're 11,000 gold up, pushing down bottom, and I think the call for Onic is endable.
They're marching in with the king. They're going for the throne. They're pillaging everything, taking everything away from BTR. The dominance, the kings, the reigning champions have proven that they deserve that throne.
The Super Fam sweeps in dominant fashion, 2-0. Husky, do you think Bigetron may have gone a little too far down the spectrum of defensive?
Please follow and subscribe my social media accounts for more videos and updates. Thank you so much.